still don't know what caused this fiery derailment north of Ferndale yesterday morning, but today investigators revealed new information. We're also learning more about the potential risk to the environment. Several of those train cars were carrying crude oil. The derailment in Custer, a small town just south of the Canadian border. Our team coverage starts tonight with King 5's Kayla Lafferty, who's in Custer for us. And Kayla, I know that you spoke to one business owner whose shop is, well, pretty close to the scene of that crash, right?
Yeah, that is right. But first off, crews are still here on scene at the derailment site, and they will be here on scene for some time cleaning up the derailment. The FBI is also here working on that investigation, but authorities have been pretty tight-lipped, not releasing anything really about the cause of this derailment. But we're in the parking lot of a tire shop right now. That's about 1,000 feet from that site that you see behind us where that derailment happened. The owner says it's crossed his mind several times being this close to train tracks that carry crude oil.
Employees at Beacon Batteries and Used Tire heard a boom and saw flames shooting from the railway.
I mean, you could tell they were shaken by it, and they told them to evacuate right now.
Owner Mark Beckwith wasn't working at the time, but he tried to check on his shop after the evacuation order was lifted.
I tried to come by last night, about 8:30, and they had the roads closed off. Border Patrol and Homeland Security, and there's about 150 people working, light towers set up, and working like crawling like ants all over that train.
His shop is just fine after the quick actions of multiple agencies that responded. Many had trained for scenarios just like this one.
Over the past couple of years, we've had major exercises simulating train derailments and resulting ruptures of cars carrying crude oil. And just by coincidence, one of the exercises that we did in the last couple of years happened to be in Custer, Washington, where this happened.
What may have caused the derailment isn't known just yet.
This is an ongoing investigation. We're not going to speculate on cause or on the investigation.
So when you heard from your employees about what had happened here yesterday, what was your first reaction having your business be so close?
I just was thinking about those girls that were in trouble. I don't know if it's connected or not, for trying to derail trains.
In November, 2 women were arrested for allegedly placing a shunt on the BNSF railway in Bellingham. A shunt can disrupt safety features and cause crashes. The cause of this crash is still under investigation, but what happened a few weeks ago definitely has people thinking, including Beckwith.
There's always a concern, but it's the same if it was a pipeline or, a ship, the Exxon Valdez. I mean, there's always a risk involved.
And now we do want to be clear, there is no information on the cause of this derailment, if there was criminal involvement or if it is accidental. So we'll be out listening, checking with investigators to see when they release more information on a cause. Live in Custer, Kayla Lafferty, King 5 News.
Yeah, still very much an active investigation at this point. Kayla, thank you for your reporting. Meanwhile, officials say the full cleanup process will take months. Michael Crow reports on what we know so far about the environmental impact.
And there is some good news about the potential environmental impact as the assessment continues, but also questions and plenty of work to do.
New images tonight of the derailed tanker cars in Custer. 3 ruptured, spilling an unknown amount of crude oil. But the Washington Department of Ecology says right now they believe all of the oil stayed on site.
Our ecology responders have been circling the site looking for pathways of off-site migration of crude oil, and so far we have found none.
Ecology says there were no injuries and no wildlife impacts. They believe the oil likely has not made it into the groundwater, though they'll continue to investigate. They're also conducting air monitoring, looking for oil under the snow, and for any impacts to wetlands.
All that will take time, and ecology and our ecology team, our responders, are going to be here until we have answers to all those questions.
The cars involved are called DOT 117Rs, older tankers retrofitted to meet modern safety regulations. Interestingly, Reuters reported in 2018 that BNSF was looking to limit the 117Rs, banning them for new contracts with oil companies following a spill of 230,000 gallons of crude in Iowa. BNSF said the oil company owns these cars and that it takes all legal tankers, which these are. That spokesperson directed me to Phillips 66. So for now, crews continue to remove oil from the stricken cars under the eye of state and federal officials.
Washington State has some of the highest expectations for how clean is clean and when we end the final cleanup as a result of this incident.
Ecology does expect there to be some soil contamination in the immediate site. They say that could take some time, but they are not raising any serious health alarms right now. In Custer, Michael Crow, King 5 News.